In this video, we are going to be making and canning strawberry jam. Strawberry jam is one of our family's favorites. We look forward every spring to when the strawberries are finally ripe to go picking. If you're going to can jam, remember to look to the USDA guidelines for safety and sterilization recommendations. We used a very simple recipe, about 5 cups of strawberries, 7 cups of sugar, and a packet of pectin. This recipe made about 8½ half-pint jars. Are you ready to see how we made the jam? Let's go! The first thing we like to do is get a large canning pot ready, fill it with water and bring it to a boil. Then we'll wash the jars, turn down the water so it's simmering, and add the jars to the water. This way the jars get nice and warm and are ready for the hot jam. We use new canning lids and place them in simmering water until we're ready to put them on the jars.
Now we're ready to make the jam. We washed and de-stemmed the berries and measured about 5 cups.
Begin to heat and mash the strawberries in a steel pot on the stove.
Dissolve in 1 packet of pectin and bring to a boiling boil.
Then it was time to add the sugar. Keep stirring and bring it back to a boil.
Boil for 1 minute.
You have to stir this constantly, but be careful because it's very hot and it may start to splatter.
Now remove the jam from the bowl and skim the foam off the top.
Next, remove the warm jars from the pot. Use a funnel to pour in the jam.
Leave about 1/4 inch of space at the top.
Wipe the rims of the jars to make sure you get a good seal.
Remove the lids from the simmering water and place them on the jars.
Now twist on the rings. Bring the water in the pot back to a boil. Use canning tongs to transfer the jars into the water. Make sure the water covers the jars completely.
Cover and boil for 10 to 12 minutes.
Let the jars rest in the water for another 5 minutes, then carefully remove the jars.
Let the jars rest for about 24 hours to seal.
They look so good, we can't wait to eat them. If you're not going to store them, you can open them right away, and you don't even need to do the water bath. You can just store them in the refrigerator for a few weeks. And you may hear a popping sound when the jars have sealed.
Delicious! It tastes so good!
Isn't God amazing with all this wonderful food that He has blessed us with? Psalm 104 says, Yahweh, how many are your works? In wisdom you have made them all. The earth is full of your riches. All creatures look to you to give them their food in due season. When you give it to them, they gather it up. When you open your hand, they are satisfied with good things.